Hello, friend. Today I'm bringing you a video as part one of the plan and implement an MDT deployment infrastructure. And this is going to be part one of create image and deploy image in here. Now, if you're going to deploy an image, the traditional way, we call it light touch installation. Microsoft allows us to install a service on a server called WDS, Windows Deployment Services, or that's what's the abbreviations for it. Um, Windows Deployment Services can work in conjunctions with the image that we going to build through the MDT, the Microsoft Deployment Toolkits for deployment image. Now, for this one, and the integrated, we are going integrations. We're going to need an additional integrated part for this, which is called Windows PE. And I should have done that before while I was installing that for you when I did the ADK process, but nevertheless, to say that it is required actually to have Windows PE also installed. So Windows PE will need to be installed because it's the pre-installation environment, and so and hence the name stands for pre Windows PE pre-installation environment. That's it's a sort of a light version of Windows that run in the command line that can be downloaded into memory. Um, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the installation process, and this file it's here. I'm gonna go ahead and run it. Okay, and it's just a straight forward. We're gonna go ahead with next, and we don't uh, we don't need uh, the collections of inside at this moment, as we did previously. Gonna click on next. Just a straightforward, leave everything as is, and then now we're gonna click on install. Um, the process is gonna take some time, so I'm gonna go ahead and pause and go back and forth with you, see if it's gonna be finished on time here, folks. Just stay put here. Okay, the installation process is finished. I'm gonna go ahead and click on close, and gonna go to the server manager here. We can go to bring it up here to tools. So this is going to act as our Windows deployment services here. And from this, we're going to go to manage and add roles and feature. And from the process here, we're going to click on next, next, and this is my domain, and next. And from this, I'm going to select Windows deployment services. And for add features, we're going to click on next, and next, 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 and we're going to install the deployment server and transport services here allows images to be transported across a network with the multicasting and all of that here. So basically, we will need the both services. So I'm gonna go ahead, click on next, and we'll leave this unchecked. The restart the destination service server automatically if required. Leave it as is. Click on next, and going to do the installations right now. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the recording, and I'll get back with you guys when it's ready. Okay, folks, the installation is finished. I'm gonna go ahead click on close here, and we're gonna go to tools, and we're gonna go to Windows deployment services right here. You can see. Then after the Windows deployment service open, we're gonna have two options: servers and Active Directory pre-staged devices. So we go under servers, and as you can see, there's a warning signs: Windows deployment server is not configured. And here, as you can see, so in this part, we have to go ahead and reconfigure the server. So we're gonna go ahead and right-click, then configure server, and gonna go to next here. And in this case, I do need to integrate this with the Active Directory, and I don't want it to be on a standalone. I'm gonna click on next, and it's gonna ask me where you want to install the installation folder location. So in the perfect world, I mean, you should have a dedicated hard drive and a folder that have all these installations, images, and stuff like that in there. But in this case, as this is a class or only demonstrations for you for teaching purposes, so I will leave it as is in this location, and then we're gonna click on next. And this here, this is a common warning for the system volume selected is also Windows system volume. So you're gonna click on yes, and in here you're gonna ask you about the Pixie server. Uh, Currently, there's a lot of company that utilize that, which uh, pre-booted execution environment. This is a service that can respond to machines across network, and have done that several times in my environment, a real work environment, matter of fact, in here. I mean, with Pixie, you could boot computer up. Booting up a computer literally has nothing on the hard drive as long as his supports Pixie, which probably does. Most of the computers, and Pixie has been around for a long time, going back to 2000, year 2000. So I would recommend you go ahead and respond to all client computers in here, which is recommended. Then go ahead and click on next. So after its operation completed, it asks me if I have to, if I have to add images to the server now. I don't actually. So I will copy an image of Windows um, 10 ISO. I'll show you how to do that. It's very simple. You just need to register under your name, of course, and have a copy for this purpose of training. And that's about it, actually. To for copying an ISO image. So I don't have anything to add at this moment, and then go ahead and click on finished. And as you can see, the server now it's recognized. The DC is recognized, as you can see. I'm registering to this DC here. So, friend, I managed to get a copy of Windows 10 64-bit, as you can see, and I did the process of saving it. It's pretty straightforward. Did not require any information from you. Just gonna this is an ISO file that you're gonna have, and I'm saving it on my document location, and it's gonna finish within a few minutes here. So, friend, the Vern ISO for Windows 10 is copied and finished, and basically it's located on the documents area, and I can rename that. So Windows 10, just to differentiate case I have other ISO downloaded in here, and so what I need to do is here just to be invisible on my drive. So I'm gonna right click here and go ahead and mount it. As you can see, it this show up as a DVD uh, E drive. I'll show you that, as you can see here, and as a part of the ESO ISO in here. Okay, so expose, I close everything, the edge, all the installation and the process. So right now we're gonna go ahead and go to deployment, my deployment workbench, and give it a moment to open. And apparently it was on the monitor. That's why this message came up from the last time. I did the process explaining the entire workbench procedure. Um, and from here, as the name suggests, as you can see, we're going to go to operating system, and basically that's what we need. And then import operating system, as you can see here, is going to come up to this in front of you. Import operating system will come up to this wizard basically, and of course gonna ask you I mentioned deploy the full sets of source file. And this is, by the way, folks, again, I'm gonna put some questions for the exams that I recall. This is part of that question is gonna come up to import things from the source file, or it's gonna be like a drop down. It's gonna ask you in here, what do you need to do? Okay, the next options could be the custom image file, add the captured image. That's WIM files, we call it, which I don't, which I'm going to go with the full sets of source files here. And the third option, Windows deployment services image. Add an image available on a specific Windows deployment services server, and I'm not going to go with that either. So basically, I'm going to utilize the full sets of source file. It says here the operating system being added consists of source files from the Windows DVD, CDs, or equivalents to that, as you can see. So I'm going to go with the first option, full sets of source files. You're going to click on next. You're going to click on browse, and this is the D drive that I did mount it. Okay, I'm sorry, E drive that I mounted here. Click on next. All right, let's see here. Let me fix this here for a minute. So, friend, one thing is worth of mentioning here. When downloading the ISO image, if it's not an evaluation process that you're gonna acquire is just a regular, it's not gonna work. And probably saw the error come up to fix that. But I managed to do the evaluations. I have to enter some information in there to get the evaluation copy of that, and you can do it to Microsoft through you can search it for get the evaluations from here. If you go and look for 64-bit and evaluation, and basically what you need to do, you need to fill up the fill out these registration information. It's not necessarily you can have some information that not can be your primary. Probably you can fill it out accordingly and then do the copy of that. Otherwise, if you just download the regular copies, of Windows 10 ISO, it's not gonna work. So I did manage that, and I mounted as you saw again, and basically it does mount it properly. And now when I go to the procedure and pointed to the E drives and did not come up with the error. It says Windows 10 Enterprise Evaluation 64-bit, as you can see, in the proper way. That's the way it's supposed to be, not coming up with that error message. So that was the error message of just one trying to explain to you why did it come up at the beginning with that message in there popping up. Fix the error. That was not an error. That's just a copy I downloaded. Is not the right one. It has to be evaluations in here, as I mentioned. So I'm gonna go ahead and click next on there. Go, and this is just the details. What is going to be pulling up and copying in here, and I'm gonna go ahead next. And the process now started in progress. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video for you and get back with you when it's finished. Okay, folks, and as you can see here, it says finished. I'm gonna click on finish. As you can see, is notice that the image is showing up right here. So we've got our one file, as you can see here. So this is just a bare bone, actually, the Windows 10 price without any applications, as you can see. And if we would like to have an application, we have to come here and, you know, um, let's go and download an application just to demonstrate to you in here. We can do download 7-zip here. Okay, and we're gonna go to 7-zip download page and just to grab the MSI um, file, the 64-bit in here. I want to make sure of it just a sec, please. All right, as I mentioned to you, we're gonna download this one here. Is it? That's what it says here. Just want to make sure it's not, I'm not going to getting the wrong things. Let's close that for now. And And this is just a small file, the 7-zip. I can put a folder here on C drive called 7 uh, 7-zip, and just copy the file here from the download location. There you go. And it's going to be, I mentioned to you, it's on the C drive. I just copy it from the download location to this area to prepare it to upload it to the application part of the Windows to deployment workbench here. And as you can see, I'm back to the deployment workbench, and then we're going to go to the application instead of operating system. As you can see, there is an operating system we already uploaded properly, and then we need to have the applications also in here. And you're going to go to new applications, and you have a wizard also for this one here. Specify the tab applications to add application with the source files, and then also you can do across a network. You can also what is called an application bundle, as you can see here. And we're going to go ahead and click on next here. And for the sake of this training class, I'm not going to put the publisher, the name. I'm going to put 7 zip. And for the version, I'll leave it as is, and for the language as is also. And then we're going to go to next here. And I'm going to go ahead and, as you can see, remember when I did that, you can just copy the files in here, but as you remember, I did it on the C drive, and then to 7-zip, and move the files. It says here move the file deployment shares instead of copying them. So you can have an option of doing so. So I'm gonna click on next, and we're gonna go ahead and click on next. For this, generally speaking, you have to have a command within that folder that we downloaded, folks. It's called MSI exec executable. That's mean. So we have to basically manually add it in here. So we have to basically I have to type it in here. That's part of the MSI application for 7-zip here. And as you can see, I typed it here, MSI exact.se space /I for install. Okay. And I'm gonna look for the location of the files that I have, and that's as you guys recall was on the C zip, and then okay, copy that, minimize it, and we're gonna paste it here, and also and we're gonna put .msi, and you can have an extension also for this, and it's gonna be a queue for required installations here. So let me just double check the 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 typing. There's no typo, I hope. It's MSI exe exec.exe and space /I for install, and then the file zip and version, and then .msi, and then /q. As you can see here, everything looks intact, and I hope I have everything in there. Click on next, next. Now it's been, as you can see, imported to the deployment successfully. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and click on finish, and as you can see, it's part of the application here, 7-zip, and as listed here after I downloaded the MS file, and you saw the proper way and adding those extension and such in there. So now, folks, I'm gonna create a task sequence. If you don't know what the task sequence is, an object that is going to help with the process of the image being installed, and also if you're going to capture an image, you can use a task sequence for capturing an image as well here. And especially if you're using config manager, you can automate all of that, but in this case I want to deploy an image, as you can see. So the test sequence is basically an object that has a series of steps that going to that help with the process of doing something, whether it's capturing image or deploying an image in here. So I'm going to go ahead here on the task sequence. You're going to right click on it, and it says new task sequence, and we're going to basically provide an ID, task sequence name, and this is the steps I was mentioning to you. And go ahead, call it Windows 10 task. Okay, no spaces. And for task sequence name, we have Windows 10 deployment. Windows, spell that. Okay. And I noticed that separating things by dashes is much better here on the ID. That's what I've noticed. I did perform this as part of the SCCM previously, and that's the test sequence. So I have Windows 10 dash task for the ID, and then task sequence names Windows 10 deployments for this. Okay, and leave the comments in there as is, nothing in there, and as you can see, and then click next in here. Okay, and we have here the following task sequence templates are available. Select one of you like to starting point. So folks, I'm just going to stress this again. It will be a question. I recall that very well on the in the exam about which options you're gonna utilize here. The standard client task sequence upgrades, replace task sequence. So there is a questions specifically about these kind of drop downs and what are you going to select exactly. I have it in mind, but I'm not going to disclose it at this moment because this class is not meant to be for that purpose. I have separate, seen separate classes that I have or separate questionnaires prep within my channels that helps you grasp in there. So I will leave it as a standard client's task sequence. Okay, I'll leave it this, and then I'll go ahead, as you can see, next in here. And in this case, of course, folks, we're gonna select our the uploaded image we did, and then we're gonna go ahead next. And here, if you have on a real environment world in the protections area, that's for sure 100% you can have a product key that has been supplied by your company. That's gonna be the standard procedure. But this is for the purpose of class. I say. Do not specify product ID here, and then I'm gonna go ahead with next, as you can see. And for this here, it says specify settings about the test sequence, and it's gonna ask you to enter a name. I would go with Windows user, and organization. I can put my company or my channels at Alpha Sky Tech. And for the home page, I can put alphasky.com, and this could be HTTP, I believe, or we're gonna find out either or. So these are again for this is for the purpose. It's an A here, Alphas or no, Alpha SkyTech. Okay, that's correct. I mean, it doesn't hurt. I can add the HTTP here. Uh, and Alpha SkyTech. You see there's my channel based on that, and then gonna go ahead and click on next. So this it's gonna ask you for every task sequence you have to have a password in here. Um, and for the task sequence, definitely for any SCCMs, I would suggest you have a dedicated password for that, which I do. And then we're gonna go ahead and click on next. See here. Then we're gonna click on next. As you can see, the task sequence right now has been created. We're gonna go ahead and click on the finish. You can see this is the task sequence, and this is the ID in here, and all the information that are required. And friends, if you're familiar with the task sequence in here, and you utilize the SCCM, and if you go, here to properties, you're probably familiar with this kind of screen in here, and steps is gonna take for initializations and installation and state capture. This is basically when you do a pixie process or anything like that, or any procedure of imaging, this is the steps that you may need to work on, tweak, or do modifications in here. Um, so it's part of the Windows 10 deployment, which I did just show you right here. But this is where you need to work and do hardcore work. As let me, if you're looking for different kind of different steps and to do tweaking. You can even create a custom script that can run and do things while all this is happening. And it's kind of for this the SCCM or task sequence is out of the scope that what we are looking. But I don't want to point. I did want to, matter of fact. I didn't want you to be confused what we are initially doing, but I'd rather have it point out to you to have an idea about the SCCM. This is pretty much the task sequence in SCCM, the way you can tweak and work on a lot of things in here. And folks and friends who works on the SCCM, they're familiar pretty much 100% about this screen in here. So just gonna cancel out of that. I don't need to do that. It was just pointing out to you folks to know. Well, so we're going now to real quick to do something about our deployment share. So we're gonna go to our deployment share, and then we're gonna right click on it, and then we go to property, as you can see here. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the SX86. That we don't need basically that. I'm gonna apply in here. Okay, now there's another thing I need to bring your attentions, folks. In here at this time of recording, I hope that Microsoft resolved when we did the download and installation of the files that Windows PE that there is a bug that cure, and I'm going to show you real quick how we can fix the bug if you get that. So so folks, again, maybe by the time of this recording and by the time you guys going to demonstrate, if you guys doing this with me, Microsoft already fixed that, which is great actually. But uh, basically that when you click on Windows PE right here, that's the error you're gonna get. This MMC has detected an error in the Snap-on and will upload it. So that's what I'd like to point it, and we're gonna go ahead and try to work on it and fix this. So after I did some search, basically the error this box is from the best what I discovered is involves the x86 problem. So what we are going to do is we are going to terminate this with the task manager. So that's that's what we are to do. That's the process of doing the fix and repair of this. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna terminate the MMC task manager. We're gonna go to task manager and terminate the Microsoft Management Console here, and you can see here and task. There you go. And the article I found on Google is, just want to get you that started so you can look at it from get-go. Workbench. And here. This is basically from Microsoft explaining exactly what we are experiencing here, and we're gonna look at it together here. And basically in the comments area, somebody did provide a quick easy answer, and it's not an acceptable way of fixing these things. And gonna be for that. And it's right here. Okay, yeah, that's what I read. And again, folks, this involve the x86. So it says if you create a folder and C program files, Windows kits, 10 assessments, and deployment kit, pre-installation environments, and as you can see, and also create this folder right here. See? So if you go to C drive, remember what this shows here, C and program file 386, and then Windows kits, you see, was 10, and assessments, deployment kits, and Windows pre-install environment, um, Windows pre-installations environments, as you can see here. So the x86 folder may not be here, so you're going to go click on new, and you're going to create a new folder called x86. Here you're going to access that, as you can see. And inside of the 86, you're going to create another folder, matter of fact, and right here, and then name it the way they are asking in here, as you can see here, folks. That's exactly, if you go back, 86, and it's going to be that folder here, and it's going to be WinPE_OB as the fix is referring to. So that should solve our problem, folks. So let's go ahead and close that and go to Deployment Workbench, and share, and properties. As you can see, no error messages come up, and everything looks properly. So this is one of the quick fix. It was provided by one of the folks here. It's not unacceptable, but it's doable though. It's kind of helps in here. And as you can see, there is no error popping up in here. And you know, you can maneuver or look at your things properly without getting any annoying errors in here. So in this case, folks, we're gonna turn the platform to 64, and also we need to turn off or untick the generate light touch ISO image. So we don't need that. Now in the real world, if you want to generate an ISO, it's like a DVD, or it could be put on a DVD. It could be mounted on the flash drive in here, and also part of the Windows PE customizations. If you don't want to do a background bitmapper files, you can have an extra directory added in here. You can do that, or generated genetics Windows PE WIM files. You can also do that. As you can see, you have several customizations, matter of fact, which is very good and very useful. So I did click on apply in here, and to apply that, while I'm talking, and explaining things, that's important, though, to apply whatever you do. So it's going to take an effect. And next, after clicking apply, we're going to click on monitoring. I'm going to turn on the monitoring process because it's important, and then I click apply on that also, which is good to have monitoring for your deployment share and see what is the problem is, how is it successful, the time and all these things is going on in the background, which is very important, matter of fact, for you to see. And then we click OK. So if you click on monitoring, it doesn't come up with the error messages or anything like that, as you can see, because we already have it um, triggered and already have it activated, matter of fact, here, which is good. So folks, this is all in the as a part one of this process in a nutshell. So creating a deployment share, and as you can see, uploading the OS in there, applications, and triggering the test sequence, and also setting up the monitoring process. All this was performed in this part. If you if you like what you see, folks, don't hesitate to comment in there, and I really appreciate your subscribes and also your likes. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, I'm very eager and willing always to respond to you. Uh, so that's about it for this part. I know it was a lengthy process, almost took an hour, but the procedure is entirely of, as I mentioned to you, how to create this deployment share as a part one and using Workbench. I want to thank you for your watching, and stay tuned and put for part two of this video. Thank you and have a great day.